Okay, listen.
Okay, well, I haven't done a painting for quite some time. I think it's since last autumn. So I thought I was sort of feeling in the mood to do another one. I think it was because the impending arrival of spring, and I feel very much that sort of there's a feeling of spring almost in the air. You can hear the birds singing and sort of, I don't know, I think I always feel better having come out of the long winter into the approaching spring, and I always feel better and I feel more inspired to paint as well. So I thought I would do some sort of a landscape or something with nice colours and that's full of life and quite lively. And this is the painting that I've decided to do, or at least the photograph that is going to inspire the painting. It's a bit of a landscape, as you can see. There's a sort of a misty building lurking in the background. But it's got some lovely foliage in the foreground with the daisies and the grasses and stuff. And it's quite mysterious, and I quite like the composition of the photograph. So I'm going to use this as my inspiration and see how we get on. So that's the project for today. Right, well, it's starting to take shape. You know, it's all about layers and layers and layers, because on the original photograph there's lots of busy grasses and daisies and all sorts of things going on here in the foreground. So it's all about adding layers and stuff. The building's a bit wonky looking, but I'll fix that. But yeah, it's starting. I'm liking how it's developing. There's still a long way to go, but we're getting there. Right, another progress report. I've done a little bit more, I think, since I last spoke on the camera. So I've developed some of the grasses in here a bit. I've sort of put in very thick, sort of thin paint strokes for the grass, to represent the grasses, that are very higgledy-piggledy and obviously all interweaving and all over the place, which I quite like. I don't like what I've done to the building, so I'm going to redo that. I've sort of whited that out, and I'm going to redo that again. So at the moment I'm going to concentrate on sort of from there up at the moment, and then see how I get on, and then progress downwards and do a lot more work on the foreground to build up the daisies and so on that are in the foreground, and see how we get on with that. But we're getting there. I'm sort of liking what I'm doing so far. Well, I've reached that stage now where I think I'm stuck. I'm going over old bits and thinking, no, I don't like that, and going over other bits and going, no, I don't like that. So I'm really stuck. I'm okay from about there down. sort of taking shape and it looks okay, but from there up just looks like a mess, a complete and utter mess. I don't like it at all. This tree is horrible. So I'm going to leave it for now, come back with fresh eyes, fresh enthusiasm, and finish it off. Well, new day, new approach. I've made a bit of an alteration to the painting since it was last seen. I've sort of blanked out the tree and the structure here, added a bit more life to the sky as well. It's only a small painting, so you want to get as much impact as you can out of that small space. So I'm going to add more colour. If you've seen any of my paintings, you'll know that I love splashes of colour, and I'm going to put more colour, I think, in the foreground as well. So that's my starting point for today, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, I've added made a few changes. I've sort of, as I say, I put a bit more colour in the foreground and in the background. I'm sort of taking a look at it at the moment and thinking, right, what do I need to do? It's certainly a lot better than it was, yes, as I finished it yesterday. I don't know. I think I need just to look at it. I need to just stop and look at it and reevaluate it and see what I think. So I think I'll have a little break. I'm not sure whether it's quite there yet. It's getting there. It's certainly a lot better than what it was, but I'm not sure it's quite there yet. Right, well, I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I've gone as far as I'm comfortable doing. All I'm doing at the moment is adding little bits and pieces, and I'm not sure it's improving it any. I think I'm just perhaps overcomplicating it. So I've added a bit more splash of colour. I've definitely given it more of a feel of sort of flowers and wildflowers in this garden, and given it perhaps a bit more depth as well. So I'm going to leave it there, and that's it, all done.